Welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we're going to be having a look at Ethereum. Before we jump into that, I'd just like to say thank you for watching. If you're enjoying the content, please smash the like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video and leave us some feedback down below. Okay, so what we're going to get into here, still looking for that potential of this looking to extend up here. The way that this move is forming here though, there are a few interpretations of it. Potentially we can argue we've completed our fifth wave into here and we're in a bigger corrective structure here, looking potentially at something like a flat correction. Alternatively, we could be looking to, start to progress in this bigger third wave here, looking for this target range of this 2,465. But we need to just bear in mind, we need to see the right responses from these key zones and then actually see this start to play out to the upside. So we're going to discuss some of the things we were talking about in the previous video. And also there's something I want to discuss that I have been thinking about and sort of just come across. So what I'm looking for here is the potential that we have a 1-2 here. And we're looking for this bigger push in a third wave up to this 22,042 area. What I'm looking for here is basically that we have a 1-2, another 1-2 here, and then we're looking to progress to the upside. The problem is we have also formed this within this channel, which can happen with impulses, but it also is possible this could just be a zigzag. So we need to discuss that as well. What I'm looking out for here, I was looking for this potentially to stay within this channel, but it didn't, so I'm going to get rid of this for the time being. Basically, what I'm looking for here is that possibility that within this, we could actually have a bigger corrective structure here, something like this, where we potentially could argue, we've got a three-wave move here, A, B, C, and basically this is W, X, and Y, or an A, a B, and a C wave to the upside here. And then we could still look for this push down towards this zone of the 1792. So this would bring us back into the support zone. Key areas here, if we're looking for this possibility of continuation here, is basically holding this 1762 and this higher range here of this 1850 to the 1799 range. So looking for this possibility to come back down. It is possible this could be an X wave here, and basically because we haven't come back up above this X wave, there is a potential this could be A, B, and then C, and we could actually look to just push down one more time. If that's the case, it would be a smaller target to the downside, which would be towards this 1838, and which actually tie in with us coming back into this channel. So keep an eye on this area, but basically what we'd be looking for from this completion, if we are looking for impulsive structure to the upside, would be we'd want to see this this corrective structure complete down here into this green support box. We have come into that 50%, so it's possible we're starting to build this already, but looking at the internals, I don't really like the idea that we've completed here. It would make more sense to have another drop. If that's the case, basically what we'd be looking for then would be a bigger move to the upside. And if we had to come back down and retest this channel, I'm going to go with the 0.618, which is here at this 1829. What we'd be looking for would be a move up above this 2141, and that would then give us the potential of another 1-2, and we get that bigger third wave up here. But we don't have that confirmation yet, and all we have at the moment is a three-wave move to the upside. So for as long as we hold this 1762 and the 1799 area, we can focus on continuation to the upside. But we need to be careful because of the way the structure is forming here. There is a potential that we could actually have this forming as a different kind of structure. So what we talked about in the previous video is if we are looking for the potential to come down, because I said, this could be a zigzag. So if we have that, that could be A, B, and then potentially we're looking for a C wave to the downside. So we're still looking for that possibility of breaking down towards this zone. The higher range of this would be 1836, but it would be unlikely. But sometimes these things do happen. It would be very sneaky move if that is the case, because then we'd only really know by taking this 1945 area again. But even then, there's probably other interpretations which would make more sense if we do move back up above that zone. But if we do start to break down in a bigger five-wave move here, basically what I'll be looking for is this lower support zone here between this possibly this 1-to-1 would make a bit of sense, the 1775 range. But ideally, if we're looking for something like a expanding flat, we could actually look to come down and take this A wave low here. So basically within this, the support zone I'd be typically looking for would be the 1643 to this 1587 area. So This would be a little pocket that I'll be keeping an eye on if we do break down here. Obviously, it would be a retest of this zone here as well, this low that we've got here. So it'll be quite an interesting zone if we do actually move down into here and look for this as a C wave to the downside like this. Okay, so the key thing here, if we're looking for this possibility, I'm going to turn on the internals of this count and turn off the macro. Basically, what I'd be looking for is something like this. Invalidation comes by crossing above 1942, and what I'd be keeping an eye out is that we could actually be looking to form this rather in this manner, where this is 1, 2. This becomes a third wave into here with a triangle for a fourth. We do cross with the A wave here on this as a triangle, but basically it completes below this wave 1, so that is still a valid move. And then we could actually have a completed corrector structure here, where this becomes a W, X, and a Y to the upside. And this could actually be completed here. And then, we look to break down in a bigger 5-wave move. So the key thing here is there is the potential for this to be just a corrector structure where this becomes A, B, and C. And we only come back down towards the 1781 area, find support above this low, and then we can look to progress to the upside. If this, however, breaks down deeper, we lose these lows. Area I'm going to be looking for 1723. A move down to 1723 will give us good structure for a bigger third wave here, fourth wave, and a fifth wave, potentially down to this 1709 to this 1688 region, which could actually bring us back into that area that we were discussing, potentially coming to actually look at towards this A wave low here, towards this 1685. However, if it does extend out to the downside a little bit more and we get some extension within the waves, potentially it could be down towards the 1643 to this 1587 zone. So this is what I'm looking out for. As long as we remain below this 1942, we need to be aware this could start to break down. It is possible that as a wave 2, this would not be completed either. This could be something like this as an A, we come back down, find support for a B, and then we get a C wave up. We've only come up into the 0.382, which would be a very shallow wave 2 if this is the case. It would make more sense to actually come back up to this 50% with a 618, but sometimes these things happen, and we'll see a very shallow wave 2 here, which would indicate that potentially if we do have this as a 5-wave move, this wave 4 would be quite a deep wave 4, and we'd have to just monitor it as it happens. Obviously, we don't have that structure yet. So within this, basically, we're looking for the idea of having this bigger 5-wave structure to the downside. But really, as long as we hold these key support zones, we can still look to move to the upside. But we would really need to get above this 1920 to this 1877 region. Failing to do so would make this less likely that we're going to see, that continuation up. If we fail to break 1920 and we get rejected off of here, this could be an indication that we have a 1, 2, and then we're breaking down for a bigger third wave. So we'll have to see how we react and if we manage to hold the bullish support zones, or whether we actually start to break down in a deeper wave for something like this as a flat correction, looking for that potential coming back down into these lower ranges here. So that 1618 of that A would be here at the 1682. Okay, so that's basically the alternative way that I'm looking at this move. If we do start to do that, basically, we'd be looking for this zone to hold. Once we've completed this 5-wave move, the way we would have confirmation of a flat would be a strong move to the upside that takes this high, and then we look for that continuation. If we do get a 5-wave move down like this, we just have to be cautious. If we get a 3-wave move to the upside, this could be an A, this could be a B, and then we could actually look to come back down and test these deeper regions here between this, these lower ranges, this 1587 to this 1458 region. So just got to be a little bit cautious with this. If we do break down in a 5-wave move, going to have to watch those retracements to the upside because they could indicate further extension to the downside. So another thing that I was just playing around with today was looking at the potential that we could actually possibly look at this as a, let me turn off these additional support areas here. Looking at the possibility that we could be seeing something like this playing out as a diagonal pattern, where this becomes 1, 2, 3. We look for a zigzag here for a fourth, and then we get a fifth wave to the upside. So this is going to be This is an interesting one because if we do see something like this play out, where we actually have this as an A wave, we come back up for a B wave, we come back down for a C wave, and we fail to actually take this low point of this wave 2 here, what we could then see is that possibility of seeing another three-wave move to the upside, looking to challenge this top trend line, as well as looking to take this wave 3 high here. It doesn't have to take this wave 3 high, but commonly we'll see these moves come up into these zones, and you'll see a break of this trend line that's formed by joining this wave 1 to 3. So if we do, basically an area of interest would be this 1990 to me. 1 to 1 would be this 2101. So this zone here, basically this area here, we cannot cross it if we want to hold this idea of the diagonal, where this becomes basically a fifth wave, because it's not allowed to be longer than this wave 3. If we do get a move past this, it would invalidate this idea of this diagonal. So this is an interesting one because basically, if we do have something like this playing out, we've got two options here. We can either count this then as 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're having a really long diagonal for a fifth wave, or alternatively, this becomes A, B, and then C. And we were talking about this a while back. Haven't talked about it for quite some time now, but that possibility that we could have a let me find it now. Where is it corrected up there? Something like this as an A, B, and a C still, and we were looking towards this 1960 range as a target. So this would be quite an interesting one because the one to one of this A wave would be up here at this 2095, which would correspond with this one to one, this maximum sort of area that we could come with as a wave 5. Alternatively, within this, we could see that within this zone here, the 0786 to the 0854 of this wave A here would kind of tie in to coming up to the 0.618. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on this. If we do just see this play out, this could then indicate that we just have a three-wave move to the upside, in which case that would probably mean that the way that we've been counting this from further back here is incorrect. And, that potentially this whole move from further back here is, something like this, W or A, B, and then we could see a deeper sell-off for a C wave still. So this is going to be an interesting one to keep an eye on. If we do have this as a B wave to the upside here, it is sort of coming into those zones now. It has gone quite high though. Typically speaking, we wouldn't want to see it go as high as this, but basically, wouldn't really want to see it come much higher than this 1618. But it is still within that zone. So just keeping an eye on this, if we do form a three-wave move down and a three-wave move up here, this is something to keep an eye on. This could then indicate, a bigger drop here where this whole move is A, P, and then we'll be looking for a five-wave move back down, and that could actually look to bring us back down into these lower support ranges, looking towards this lower range here of this 1406 to this 1206 region potentially. So we'd have to just this a bit of space here. Is there potential that we could see this play out as an ABC move up here? If that's the case, this whole move could just be a W, X, and a Y, and then we look to actually break down. So we need to be aware of that, need to be careful of that idea of coming back down to these 723 to this 523 range. And then, we still have that potential of a triangle here. If we had a three-wave move here, or even a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this all as a five-wave, fifth wave as a diagonal, that would then potentially tie into that idea that this is A, B, C, and then we could be looking for a three-wave move down here, looking to potentially stay above would have to stay above this low, but this trend line wouldn't really be relevant at that point because basically this would just be the B wave low. So this could be more like this, and it could actually tie into us coming back into this lower support zone here. So this is something I'm going to keep an eye on as time goes on, but basically as long as we hold those higher support zones, we can look for that direct push to the upside, but we need to have an open mind here, especially when the moves are as choppy as they are at the top end of this. Losing 1762 basically invalidates this idea of this this bullish structure here where we're looking for another 1-2-1-2, and then from there we'd have to see what happens. If we get this in a a 3-wave move down like this, but we fail to actually break down below this 1685, we could then see a move to the upside, potentially looking for a diagonal. If not, we need to be on the lookout for that bigger impulsive move to the downside where we see something like this play out. So we'll be keeping an eye on it and obviously updating you as best we can once we get more information. But really, as long as we fail to take this high point of this 1942, need to just be cautious of this more bearish sell-off potential here. Okay, everyone, I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash the like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications, and leave us some feedback down below. Always happy to hear from you and interested to hear what your thoughts are within the market. Where do you think we're going? Let us know down below. Also in the description, you'll find a link to Discord. Come check it out. It's free to join. As well as that, there are affiliate links for both PrimeXBT and BYBIT down there. Both great exchanges that we use on a regular basis. If you do not have an account, using the affiliate link does help support the channel, and we do appreciate it. Everyone have a great day. We'll see you in the next one.